Professor Parul Pandya and host. We are very pleased to have ma'am with us to chair this session. So now, without further delay, I will invite our first presenter, Rahul Maurya, to begin his presentation.
Yes. Good afternoon, all of you. And my presentation, myself Rahul Maurya, and my presentation topic is rock cut Vishnu image icons in early medieval Deogarh.
Rahul, you have to speak louder.
Okay.
Address a political gathering.
Good afternoon, all of you. Myself Rahul Maurya, and my presentation topic is rock cut Vishnu icons in early medieval Deogarh. So, as you know, the Deogarh is mostly famous for Dashavatara Temple. It's dated to 6th century CE, which is known the early Panchayatana Temple in North India. This site is also known the Jaina group of temple. The Deogarh village site is located in Lalitpur district, Uttar Pradesh, and 33 km far from district headquarters of Lalitpur. It comes in the western end of Lalitpur range of hill, Deogarh. Deogarh situated at the right bank of Betwa River between border of the Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. That Deogarh word derived from the Sanskrit word Dev and Gram, which means the fort of God. It comes as it's come together, that means the house of God. That place also is related to all three religions like Hinduism, Jainism and Buddhism. My aims to present this paper examining the stylistic feature of the iconographic development of the rock cut images of Vishnu, to compare these images with the known Vishnu images as questioning the earlier dating of these Vishnu images. And the work try to reframe and re-examine the sequence of Brahmanical and Jain material culture. For that I use methodology to be data collected by the field work and review of the site and his surrounding, and for that iconographic study, that analysis of the iconographic sculptures element of Vishnu to the help of drawing upon inferences, reviewing the earlier publications and study the old photograph of this site. As you know, the Deogarh is a very famous site, so the several scholars work on that. The initial work is started by the Alexander Cunningham. He mentioned his volume number 10. He documented a few of the monuments, archaeological remains of this site. After that, Madhaswarup Vats, he wrote a book. The Gupta Temple of Deogarh. He provided extensive detailed information about this temple. After that, B. Rowland also wrote a book, The History and Architecture of India, Buddhism and Jainism. So in this book, he focused on the Jain and Hindu remains of presence over there. That Collis Boone wrote a Jain monograph on this site. He's done an extensive and a very informative work on that Jain images. After that, M.N.P. Tiwari, he wrote an article, Jain Vatsya Swami image, a study of the concept in iconography. That image is mostly focused on the Bahubali images of the Deogarh. So after that, Alexander Lovosky also wrote two articles. One is 1992, other one is 1996. He mostly focused on the iconographic Vishnu images and the Deogarh temple. After that, S.K. Sillery also worked in 2004, the Chandela. That book also was that focus on those archaeological remains, those belongs to the Chandela time period. And M.C. Joshi wrote an article Recently, he found some Buddhist sculptures over there, that rock cut valley, and he gave that extensive work on there. At the last, Kim Jong-un, he is a PhD scholar from the Deccan College. He published his unpublished doctoral thesis. The topic is location of early Buddhist monasteries through the literature and archaeology, with the special reference of Sanchi and Junnar. He gave a brief introduction to about the Buddhist rock cut images over there. So now I came that archaeological remains, those are present in Deogarh. So first I discussed about that Hindu archaeological remains. Earlier I discussed about the Dashavatara Temple is very famous. It's known for the early Panchayatana temple in North India, dated to the Gupta time period. And the 5 meter west of this Dashavatara temple, there is a Varaha temple remains. That temple is dated to 7th century CE. And apart from these temple, there is a 3 ghati, Raj Ghati, Nahar Ghati and Siddhiki Gufa. Those are full of these Hindu icons. And after that I came to Jain archaeological remains. Currently there is a 31 Jaina temples and more than 2,000 sculptures over present there. But Alexander Cunningham, he mentioned his volume number 10. During his exploration, he find out that more than 3,000 sculptures and 42 temples over there. And the fort built by the Raja Kirtivarman, Chandela King Kirtivarman. So that fort covered the whole temple and sculpture complex. Now I came to Buddhist archaeological remains. As I told you, that recently noticed in 2017, the article written by this M.C. Joshi as assistant archaeologist, there we get 13 Buddhist sculptures. So getting these archaeological remains now is that Deogarh is represented all 3 religions as like Jainism, Buddhism and Hinduism. So my work will focus on these 3 Vishnu images present over there in the valley. So this is the location of this valley. Sorry. The location of those valley is located to 4 kilometers southwest from this Dashavatara and Jaina groups of temple, the right bank of Betwa River Valley. The location of these 3 images which I focused here, the valley is located to 4 kilometers southeast of this Dashavatara temple and Jaina group of temple in Betwa River Valley. So the first image is located to 50 meters toward left of this Siddhiki Gufa, which I divided in locality 2. The second image is situated on the Nahar Ghati, is locality 4. The third image is located in Raj Ghati, is locality 5. So this is the map. During my MPhil exploration, I divided in 5 localities. The locality first is related to the Buddhist sculptures, the full of 13 Buddhist sculptures and 1 Surya sculptures is also over there. The second locality is very near to Siddhiki Gufa. That locality have full of these Hindu icons. And the third locality is belongs to the Jain images. I get over there 4 to 5 Jain images. And the fourth locality is Nahar Ghati, and fifth is Raj Ghati. Both are full of these Hindu icons. And this is that map, which the first image you can see there, the first and second, third image I recover from these places. Yeah, now I came to this first image. This is the first image you can see. It's placed upon rock cut peat here. You can see this image, the wearing Adhovastra and 1 mala as in Karnakundal also presents there. And the right of this Vishnu icons, you can see this Gada Devi also presents there in the Tribhangi posture. And that left of this lower hand, you can see the associated with the Chakra Purusha. And that upper both hand is, you can see the left hand is Varad Mudra position and other right hand is mutilated. So we, mostly Vishnu holding and that hand is Shankha or Konja. So we can see this decorative crown also present there. So this is the second image. The second image you can see the Also it's well decorative. But here you can see the all three hand are mutilated. But the right hand you can see that Gada Devi presence we can only see in these feet of this Gada Devi. That all images mutilated, and that left hand you can see the Chakra Purusha and Vishnu holding a chakra behind their head. And here you can see in the Vishnu presence with that decorative mukut and crown mukut in one mala also, a kavli also present over there. This is the third image. The third image is very similar, all three images in Pralam Bahu position. The presence with the both four-armed Vishnu. The two-armed is for associated with spiritual, and two-armed is associated with the physical. So here you can see that physical arms, like both lower hand is associated with the Gada Devi and Chakra Purusha, and upper hand is mutilated. And you can see this decorative image, and the Prabha Mandal also presents behind the head. Now came my observation of these images. The crown. You can see that all three images have very different crown. Just like first and third image is very similar. It's Mala Shobhit crown. And the second image is compared to both is size is bigger than this. It's a Mukt Mala crown. So we can see this gradually change on the crown, first to third to second. Now I came to Prabha Mandal. Prabha Mandal is, you can see the first image, the Prabha Mandal is absence. Prabha Mandal is most situated on behind the head. The first image is absence. The second image you can see the Prabha Mandal presence, and third image also you can see. And hairstyle you can see that all three images have a different. First image is can't visible that hairstyle, probably it's absence. And the second image have a bigger hair compared to third image. You can see that whole that hair come up to the shoulder. And third image you can see that hair is shown is very little is under the crown. Now I came to Mukta Yagno Pavitra, that means Janeu. The Janeu is all three images, only the second image have a Janeu presence. According to N.P. Joshi and Gopinath Rao, they said that the Janeu presence of during that Gupta period or post Gupta period, the Janeu came to the Vishnu images. Now we came to Uttarayi and Adhovastra. Uttarayi is a kind of garment which is like a belt. You can see this holding that Adhovastra is like a dhoti, is holding a Adhovastra. The first image you can see that Uttarayi presence, but Adhovastra is you can see the simple form up to the knee. And second image you can see the Uttarayi is presence with the knot. Here you can see this with the knot is presence. And that Adhovastra is also is up to the knee, very simple form. And third image we can see the change is different from the all three images. Now we came the one mala. So one mala is a kind of a garland. It's 5 layers on that. Each layer is present the each senses. That means the control of the senses. So you can see that all three images have a like first and third image is a very similar one mala is present. And second image you can see this rectangular shape is the present over there. So I compare with that images to get some surrounding images, Vishnu images. The first I compare with this Udayagiri cave number 4, that image dated by the Huntington is 4th century CE. So I compare with this, you can see this very similar body posture and this hand gesture is present here. But the problem is we can see the Uttarayi is present and that Udayagiri caves image, but here is absence. And this image is dated to 4th century, so probably that image is maybe as later. But here that Ayudha Purusa is also absence, maybe mutilated or something, some reason. The second image, also I compare the second image to the Deogarh to the Udayagiri cave number 11 image. That image is also dated to 4th to 5th century by the Huntington. So this image and compared to the Deogarh image, Udayagiri image, it's totally different. You can see that shoulder is broader than that Udayagiri image, and this Deogarh image is the shoulder is not compared to this is not broader, and the Ayudha Purusha is behind the head. You can see the chakra size is bigger than this, and that one mala is also the shape is different. So probably it's a later development of this iconography. The third image I compare with the Chandela period image is recovered from the Chandipur, that's very near to the Deogarh site. Because that earliest dated like ASK Cellular and other scholars, they dated this belongs to the Chandela time period. But you can see that body posture, and it's like a that image of the Chandipur have a belly, but this image is like body gesture is totally changed. And Ayodhya Purusha is also options there. Is that lower hand is holding a Gada and Shankha, but here this lower hand associated with the Gada Devi and Chakra Purush. So for these my observation of these images, all three images, the size is totally different. We can see the gradually change of the size also. The first image is 70 centimeter, second is 90 centimeter, and third is 86 centimeter. The all image type of the forearm, Pralamba Bahu, type of Vishnu, and the posture we can see that all is a very similar posture. The both lower hand associated with the right and left associated with the Ayodhya Purusha. Right one is and upper right hand is Varad Mudra, and left hand is probably holding a concha, but here is mutilated the all image. Yeah. Okay, ma'am. On this basis of that iconographic analysis and the some presence of these inscriptions, I dated the chronological framework, these images, to the undescribed in that first images, the near to that first image, that locality, I get undescribed inscriptional evidence is 5 letter, which is Guptan type of Brahmi, and that chronological feature also shown. This images belongs to the 6th century CE. And the second image is we get the Swami Bhatta inscription. The upper portion, there is that locality, there is Sapt Matrika image there. We get that inscription upper portion of this Sapt Matrika image. The Swami Bhatta is during a Gupta time period. And iconographic feature also that image is the early Pratihara impact we can see here. The third image have inscriptional evidence Chandela King Kirtivarman, which is engraved by his minister Vatsraja in 1064 CE, but the basis of iconographic feature is image not look like a Chandela time period. It's look like a 6th to 7th century CE. So now I came my conclusion. What I observe in this observation and all things, this iconographic analysis become instrumental in understanding that Vishnu images. It reveals the gradual step-by-step development of this iconographic feature in the compare to the Vishnu image of the surrounding site. That artistic feature of this image tends to the belief the first image is older one, followed by the third image, and the second image can be placed of the third in the chronological framework. In the context of the Dashavatara Temple and Varaha Temple in Deogarh and the evidence of these Vishnu images on this valley, we can believe that Deogarh is a Vaishnavic center during 5th to 9th century. After that, we get the evidence of 8th to 17th century that the Deogarh is Jaina center over there. Because this site is make a more important of this Dakshinapath trade route in Shravasti to Paithan. It's currently Paithan, situated in Aurangabad district in Maharashtra. It's capital of the Satvahana. So Shravasti to Paithan via Kaushambi and Ujjain is going somewhere to the Deogarh, Lalitpur. According to Moti Chandra also mentioned that his book on trade route of India. From the ancient time that it was vital because most of the South Indian trade merchant played through this route. The trades play a very important role on this religious development, and that all locality have inscriptional evidences also. It's like expected to first image locality. It's like the Swami Bhatta inscription is present of the second image locality, and third have a Kirtivarman Minister Vatsraj is inscription there. So on this behalf of these evidences, we can believe the valley is patronized by this minister, ruler, trader, and all this. So thank you, and this is the references I use. I thank you for these people and institution, and thank you, sir.